Hi, this is Papa with part 2 of the analysis and interpretation of financial statements section. Now, we were busy with profitability ratios. We did a bit of return on equity and return on assets. We are now going to do gross profit percentage and profit margin. So look at the info that has been given. Mostly, you should note that when you're doing profitability ratios, most of your amounts come from the income statement. Most, not all, but most. So let's go ahead and start calculating our gross profit percentage. To start off calculating our gross profit percentage, we should note that, yes, indeed, there is a formula for the gross profit percentage. Now, the formula is gross profit over sales. Now, that's when you're looking for a percentage, right? So let's say they say calculate gross profit. You can use the percentage by calculating on sales, right? So you take the percentage of sales and you calculate gross profit. That's if you're looking for an amount. So let's go right ahead and check. So gross profit percentage, remember, they are looking for you to express this as a percentage because it is, of course, analysis and interpretations. So let's go right ahead. Under gross profit, then we will put down our formula, which will be GP, which is gross profit, right? GP over sales. Now this, like I said, since it's a percentage, should be multiplied by 100, right? So that's the formula. So what we are going to do is we will have both years, since we are dealing with 2015 and 2014. Let's have both years right there. So 20.15 as well as 20.14, and we can then have a nice line here. Okay, my line going down, my vertical lines are bad, but I'm sure that you will agree that my horizontal is quite smooth and straight. So it's the pen, hey, Parrot, they must fix this feature. But anyway, let's carry on. For gross profit, we clearly are going to be looking for your GP. So we go back to our financial statements. So here we have a GP of 90,000 for 2015 and 82,500 for 2014, and then we'll quickly scroll down and write those GPs. So it's 90,000 as we saw there. Let me enable the pen because okay, so I'm enabling the pen for us. So right now is I'm gonna write the 90,000, right? My goodness, let me just scratch it out. Okay, 90,000 over something, right, times 100, right? And this side we had 82,500, if my memory serves me well. So it was 82,500 over something, which will be our sales, right? So for sales, we need to ensure that we understand the concept of sales. Are they talking about only credit sales, or are they talking about credit sales as well as cash sales? So let's go up. So you need to also bear in mind, right, that you do have your sales in total, which are revenue, 360,000 for 2015, 307. So here they mean all the sales. They're not actually gonna be excluding any part of sales. So let's just carry right along then and put in our denominator, which will be the sales amount. We multiply by 100 and then we get the percentage, the gross profit. So let's just check, and then we check if there's any deterioration from 2014 to 2015, whether it's positive or negative. So right now I saw that it's 360,000 for this part, So what I need to do is then insert the correct amounts. So it was 360,000 for 2015 and 307,500 for 2014. At least that's what I saw. I believe my memory is very sharp. So we'll go and double check if I'm wrong. So right now we have our 90,000 over 360,000 times 100, and then we will get a percentage right there, right? And we have 82,500 over 307, if I remember well. 307,500 multiplied by 100, and that should give us a percentage. So now let's start using our calculators. 90 divided by 360 times 100, what should you get? 25%. This is nice and even if you look at it. So you get your 25% right here. And for your 2014, there's no even there. 82,500 divided by 307,500 times 100, which will give us 0.2. Say, okay, let me just round it. 26.83%. So profit margin, the profit margin here, we have a profit margin as well that we need to calculate. So for a profit margin, you will take your net profit over sales, right? So this time around is the net profit. So let's go and do the net profit. Let's start off by, let's say, putting down the formula, which is your net profit. Net profit over sales multiplied by 100. So that's that. Net profit. If our memory serves us well, we already checked out net profit, and but we are gonna go back to our financial statements to check the net profit again, where we have your profit before tax there of 7,000, right? As well as what? 12,500. So those are our net profit. So the profit for the year, that includes, you see here, there's an income tax, and we don't include that when we're doing amounts. So this is a close cooperation, by the way. But if it was a partnership, there was not going to be a income tax expense. That's the point. So let's carry right along. So for this, you will then have to insert those amounts, which we just saw. The profit before tax was 7,000 for 2015 and 12,500 for 2014. So let's do that. 7,000 over 360,000 multiplied by 100, and you have your 12,500 over 307,500, which then gives you, okay, multiply this by 100, so 100, which then gives you a certain amount, and it gives you a certain percentage rather. So for your 2015 or 2015, we have a profit margin of 1.94, which is a deterioration if you look at it. So 1.94%, right, after rounding off to 2 decimal places. And then you have your 4 0.07 after rounding off to 2 decimal places. Remember, you can state reasons here. It's a deterioration. For this part, it's a deterioration. So the gross profit margin, the GP margin deteriorated or reduced. Deteriorated. And then also the profit margin deteriorated. So the net profit, the NP margin also deteriorated. So this is the reason that you can give, deteriorated, because sometimes reasons are asked. Deteriorated. Okay, so okay, we're done with part 2 of what? Of the profitability ratios. So this is part 2 of the profitability ratios, and thank you again for tuning in. Just keep following this series of videos on analysis and interpretations of financial statements.